Disclaimer.
History is not safe for work, and neither is HistoricHole.
This podcast is uncensored and contains explicit language. Welcome to HistoricHole. My name is David, and as always, I am joined by Jason and Michael. Hi there.
Hi there. And we here at HistoricHole, we take a funny look at history. Sometimes people, sometimes events. Usually not current events because that would be too political. No, I'm kidding. And today, we're talking about somebody.
Yeah, it is a person.
Yay!
A man named Eric Weiss.
Oh, thank God.
He was born March 24th, 1874, in Budapest, in the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Oh.
And he would later become Harry Houdini.
Ah, you've heard of him.
Maybe.
Magician.
Yeah, a magician.
A
magician's magician.
We should do an episode from Budapest.
If people will see the title of the episode, they're going to be like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's not going to say
This
the
is
first
about
name,
who?
right?
Fake
Houdini?
out. We got you.
Yeah, it's about
Like a magician.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it
We
should just be
just-
question mark, who? And then you click on it, it goes, Dini.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, everyone can be like, I'm never
Shoot
listening-
him!
never
Yeah, the
listening to
gun's
this.
looking mighty good right now. If we keep
But
up
is it
with
a
that,
real gun or not? Magic.
Guess you have to find out.
Yeah, I know.
Which one do I have today?
Yeah, we all have magic tricks we're going to perform today, but we didn't tell them about each
Bullet
other.
cat. We're going to do a bullet catch
They
at the end
all,
of
they
that.
all involve bullets.
His father was Samuel, a soap maker and a rabbi. And his mom was Cecilia.
His services always were very good smelling.
But in
Because he made soap. Don't look at me like that.
in
He's a rabbi.
1878, the family decided to up and leave to America, because Samuel had gotten himself into a duel with an Austrian nobleman named Eric, and I guess it didn't go well because he fled the country.
Yeah, it was one of those, he comes in, he's like half bleeding, he's like, babe, we got to pack up the things, get Harry, or whatever his name is.
Eric.
Eric. Oh, wait, the guy he killed, I thought his name was Eric. What's...
Oh no, exactly.
Oh, everyone's name is Eric.
Everyone's
Oh, did he
name
kill
Eric.
his son, like, from the future? The ultimate magic trick was, like, some looper shit. Get the kids.
I feel like that was a popular name.
What,
For-
Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still to this day.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a good name. I'm
So-
going to name my kid that.
No matter what it is.
He'll be a conqueror.
Man, woman, dead, Eric.
So they get to America and they change the spelling of their name.
From Eric to Harry.
No, the Weiss from W-E-I-S-Z
Oh, yeah.
to the German W-E-I-S-S.
Yeah.
So, sort of put people off the fact that he may or may not have killed someone. You know, who knows? But Eric became Iric or something. E.
So they just kind of kept the same names. Just
Yeah.
like, no, my
Just
name
German.
is... Yeah.
Weiss is white, right? Is that white? Means white in
I'm
German?
I
Iric.
do believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So it'd just be like Eric White,
Yeah. The plainest name.
the anglicized version. We convert things here because, we're Anglicans.
We convert. Convert hole.
They moved to Appleton, Wisconsin.
Strangely full of orange trees.
Samuel started working with the Zion Church, doing his rabbi thing.
Yeah, Zion Williamson.
The Zion Church doing his rabbi thing.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, sounds
being
weird.
a rabbi with the Zion.
He's just like, yeah, religion. I'm with you. I'm a rabbi.
Yeah.
And I also make soap. I totally didn't kill somebody over it.
So it would be a
Forever.
synagogue?
Yeah,
Synagogue.
A synagogue? I don't know why.
You know, right?
I stressed that part of the word, but you know what? We're going with it, and that's
Yes,
the correct term.
yes,
All
it
right,
would
because
be,
you're
yeah.
confusing me.
Where's the magic?
Because it doesn't matter.
Or is it all magic?
None of it matters. Anywho,
This is all irrelevant details.
Why are you telling us this?
anywho, little Eric was
Eric?
yes, athletic. He was a cross country runner champion.
Cross country champion, I think, is probably, we can bridge that.
Oh, that's
sentence.
fine.
I'm critiquing every little thing
Yeah,
Jason
I know.
does
I
right
was
now.
like, he said way worse than that. That's
This is
fine.
what I'm going to do now, from now on.
Yeah, what if it was, yeah,
He was quite.
Pick apart hole.
nitpickle.
He did a fine job swimming and boxing as well. And in
The
18
triathlon where you have to run cross country, swim, and then box a man. Usually you shoot a gun, but this time you fight a man for your life.
in 1883, he started performing under the title of Prince of the Air, as he did a bunch of acrobatics.
So he's one of those. I'm just kidding.
Trapeze works. Yeah, and
One of what, Michael?
He was a prince.
he was Prince, but his older brother Herman died.
Rest in Prince. Prince.
He was first, I should say, he was one of 7 children, but only 2 others really matter.
Rhaegar.
I know. The others matter too, Rhaegar, but for the narrative, Herman, one brother, dies of tuberculosis
Herman
in
Munster?
1885. And another brother, Theo, he ends up working with down the line. But we'll get to that.
Theo Houdini.
So Samuel gets kicked out of the synagogue.
For what?
Unclear.
Yeah. He comes back. We got to move again, folks. He's covered in blood.
Moves to Milwaukee.
He's got like a bloody thing of soap. He just beat the guy's head in. He's like, I was trying to clean him.
Moved to Milwaukee.
Cleanse his soul.
Moved to Milwaukee for a little bit.
Yes, I think he is quite lean.
And then
We got to move.
And then in 1887, him and Eric moved to New York, where they live in a boarding house together until they save up enough money to bring the rest of the family to New York as well.
Oh, wonderful.
I want to hear that story. Like the family's like, oh, we'll be back.
Start spreading the news.
While in New York, he started apprenticing for a locksmith, where he learned the ins and outs of locks. I mean, he was very fascinated with how those worked.
Well, I see the picture coming together here.
I know.
Interesting.
And the next thing he became obsessed with was like
Guns
yeah.
and water.
At age 17, him and his brother Theodore, who went by the name Dash, him and this is where he starts going by Harry Houdini now.
Dash Houdini.
No, he didn't pull the Houdini.
So he's just Theo Dash.
Harry did it because of a French illusionist named Robert Houdin, and
Houdan.
Harry Houdini thought adding an I in French meant like. So in his mind, it was like this guy. But that's not how French works.
That was probably a bad name anyway, though. It's like, we're like Creed Light. We're like that. I was trying to make it cool.
Houdan.
We're like Houdan.
So they start putting on.
Is that a country in Africa? I'm just kidding.
God. They start putting on little shows at Coney Island. They're doing upwards of like 20 shows a day as children.
It's almost 1 per hour.
Mostly he focused on card tricks, sleight of hand things.
Holding people at gunpoint, stealing their money. Where'd it go?
Is this your card? No. Fuck you. Yes, it was. Dude, how many kids tried to game the system?
And he went by the King of Cards.
It's cooler than like Houdan. Should have stayed as the king of cards. The greatest magician of all time.
Branding wise.
But other magicians thought his work was subpar. Like, of course, it was okay. His sleight of hand work was terrible.
The League of Magicians. No.
Oh,
The elite.
no, it's coming.
They like emerge out of the shadows. Like you're just sitting in your living room, and all of a sudden there's a guy sitting next to you on the couch.
One of the paintings starts moving. I've been here the whole time. I've been waiting. I've been that painting since I was a child.
So that's when he starts focusing
Father
on.
just takes his head off.
That's when he starts focusing on escape acts.
I gotta escape from all these magicians trying to kill me. They've surrounded me.
Well, he's upping the ante.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, these cards aren't impressing these guys. Well, guess what?
Yo, the people at Cody are like, oh, I saw that card trick last week. Let's get a hot dog.
In 1894, while performing with his brother Dash, he meets Wilhelmina Beatrice Rayner.
Hopefully she changes her name.
Bess. She's known as Bess.
Oh.
She was a singer and a dancer and performed
They called her the cat.
sort of in the same crowds that the brothers were.
Right across the way. Stealing customers.
So Dash approached her because she was quite a handsome gal.
Was he handsome? Was he dashing?
Right. Maybe that's where he got the nickname from. Who knows?
He was not fast at all, so it had to be from somewhere.
She turned him down, and then Harry and her got together.
Henry.
He courted her for about a week, and then they got married.
Good Lord. He moves fast.
Surprise, here's the next trick. You're married to me. We have 10 kids.
I mean, back in the day, you never know. Somebody could die next week. You're like, we better get married.
It's true.
He could be dead tomorrow.
People got married because they thought Y2K was going to happen. Like, well, might as well. It's the end of the 90s, baby. Might as well get married. Shit. Nothing happened. Surprise. Voila. Is that what you say when you do a magic trick? Voila. I don't think so. That's what you do when you make some food or something.
It's abracadabra.
Yeah, I was like, no one's saying it.
So now Bess is his stage assistant, which puts brother Theo, Dash, out of work. So he goes solo.
Dash goes solo.
Dash goes solo.
So not only does he not get the girl, he is fired because of the girl that takes his place.
Right, pretty much. But he sort of makes his own way once he changes his name to Hardeen.
Hardeen?
Yeah.
It's like a sardine, but it's hard as fuck. From the streets.
Good Lord.
Somebody shoot me. This is all magic.
You're really pushing it.
This is all magic.
I swear to
It's
God.
asking for
This is
it.
all magic.
Dude, you've been begging to get shot for like 3 episodes now.
I'll catch it.
And I'm restraining myself.
In 1899, in St. Paul, Minnesota, he meets Martin Beck, who is a manager, and Beck just sees money standing before him. He's like, so I'm going to put you
I'll teach you a trick.
It's like the Matrix, except money.
He was impressed with all the handcuff tricks he was doing. So he's like, focus on that, and we'll get you in the circuit. The Vaudeville Circuit is just a bunch of circuses that made their way around towns.
Yeah.
3-headed people.
Do.
That's like the scary version. Welcome to Vaudeville, Henry, or whatever your name is. It's just
Harry. So he's traveling around doing tricks. His handcuff work gets so good that each town he visits, he
handcuffs the city's heart.
he challenges the local police force to handcuff him and keep him in prison or just
It's like the Joker. Arrest me.
yeah, handcuffed.
Yeah.
And of course they lose every time. They're like, "Oh my God,
Not again.
How does he do it?
and then move on to the next town. In 1900, he goes over to Europe, starts performing over there, where Scotland or the famous Scotland Yard. He impresses them all with his handcuffery.
Oh! Stop the haggis, boy. We need to watch this.
And gets booked in one of the venues for 6 months, like just right off the bat. And he's making $300 a week, which is roughly $9,000 a week now.
Good Lord.
Pretty decent.
Raking it in. Man.
I would take that.
Right? He eventually gets enough money that he buys a dress that was made for Queen Victoria to give to his mom,
Oh.
and then takes her out on the town.
Mama's boy.
Takes her out into the farm in Scotland. I thought that's what you were saying at first. Like he bought a dress. I'm like, it's called a kilt.
It's like, I thought he was buying it for himself at first. I was
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Interesting.
No.
yeah. Like I told you.
Like word on stage. He was an eccentric character.
So from the 1900s on, he's sort of bouncing back and forth between Europe and U.S., just doing all crazy amounts of shows for about 20 years straight.
I thought you told me you loved me. That's magic. Bouncing between women. Life to life.
No, she was there with him. She was the assistant. She was at every show.
I guess they were swingers.
Oh.
Well, no, he's talking about the chicks he would hook up with
Yeah.
outside of
I'm
her.
sure she heard this to us too.
He'd be sitting at the bed afterwards, and she'd cuddling up, and just like, oh.
And the blanket's like going down like where his body used to be. It's like, I'm sorry, it's magic, baby. I didn't mean to do it. I swear I love you. Or I did until I did the trick. It's undoable. Bye. Here's my Telegram number.
Just throws smoke and disappears.
And then when the smoke starts dissipating, you just see him walking away. Because, it's not a real thing. He just throws it. What is that?
The power of illusion.
It's an illusion, Harry.
So he's traveling Great Britain, Netherlands, Germany, France, Russia, and he's becoming known as the Handcuff King.
So no longer the card king.
No longer like Houdin. No longer the king of cards, but now the handcuff
I like
king.
the Prince of Air, personally.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
When he was in Moscow, he was on a Siberian prison transport van.
Because that's all they had. They didn't have any actual transportation. They put it all into prison transport.
And he had to get free or else he would end up in Siberia.
All the guys like chained up too, like, oh, come on, do it. Starving to death.
And so, well, he gets out,
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Everyone's like, woo, but hey, wait a minute. He jumps out the train.
Everyone's cheering for him.
There's like, we told you if you let him escape, we'd kill you all. They start beating him to death. Like, but we were here. Chained up too.
In the U.S., though, he's doing some like outdoor shows. He's putting himself in a straitjacket and having cranes like lift him up. He's upside down trying to like get out of shit. And everyone's loving it because
We were bored.
and obviously the thrill of watching a man die.
It was
Potentially watch a man
Yeah, it
die.
was either that or
yeah.
go to war.
It was always the. That's why people always watch that shit.
To this day.
They were hoping there'd be an accident.
And we still do.
People are morbid.
From the time the crane started lifting him up to when he got the straitjacket off was 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So
slower than me.
What a guy.
yeah, right.
No.
But
Didn't take me that long when I got out of the van. It's crazy, man.
he's having
The kids inform me this is what they call a Chad.
The president of Chad was killed today. Speaking of African countries. It's true.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
but
It was Houdini.
this was magic was still a business to him, and because of imitators, like no one, his audiences started to drop it.
Yep.
Because
he was so good and the other guys kind of suck. So they were like, oh, well, maybe one of these guys will actually die because he's not doing it.
right. So he stops the handcuffs and just starts.
He becomes the king.
He locks himself in water-filled milk cans.
The
There it
king
is.
of locking himself in water-filled milk cans.
It's about that big. Starts doing that. Patents it. But the patents are weird, so there's still imitations of it. So he eventually creates something called the Chinese water torture cell.
That sounds fun.
But
Fun for the whole family.
what he did though,
Coming to Disney soon.
Come, Timothy. To the Chinese water torture thing.
what he did though was he made it just the only thing he did and billed it as this thing. So he copyrighted it, and that's how he was able to sue people afterwards who tried to imitate it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of our stories recently end with, and then he sued everyone.
Who's like Ray
Like
Kroc.
Tesla, yeah. The founder.
It's a regular Ray Kroc over here.
He was also doing an escape challenge where random members of the audience could give him something or lock him in something. And do it after.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Now, can I have a volunteer from the crowd provide me with a Chinese torture chamber?
Which
Anybody?
the audience supplied nailed packing crates, sometimes lowered into water, boilers, wet sheets, and mail bags.
Oh, wet sheets. I would have taken that one. Like, I can't get out of the wet sheet. Instead of the boilers or the nail coffin. Put you in a tube and just like bury you underground.
So he's just like up in the ante. Like,
He's like, I can't even think of things.
It's working. He's
Yeah.
getting out of this shit.
In Boston, they find
From Boston.
what they claim is a monster on a beach.
They throw him in a pit.
So they call up. So they call up Harry Houdini and they're like, we're gonna lock shackles around you and throw you in the monster, and then you have to get out.
into the monster.
Yeah. What it was
It's
was
really hard to get out of. We don't even know what it is.
what it was really just a beached whale, but it's the early 1900s.
It probably took him a while to get there. The whole time that beast was like, throw him in. What is this? I want krill.
Well, he had died,
So it was a dead beast.
whale.
Yeah.
We're going to throw you in this dead whale.
and they used embalming fluid to sort of keep it together. And
What a
fucking
great
Christ.
beach.
so when
Dude, people have way too much time on
There
their
was nothing to do
hands.
but go to war or give Harry Houdini things to escape out of. We found it.
So when he was in there, he was able to get out, but he actually contracted poison from the embalming fluid that he was in.
Oh, yeah. You think?
The amount of embalming fluid used for
How
a
much,
whale.
yeah,
A whale.
how much embalming fluid? They had a
Well, we've been saving it. Haven't had a war in a couple of
cement
minutes.
truck wheeling up to this thing.
And yeah, there's have horses pulling it, sloshing everywhere.
Yeah, I keep forgetting this is like this is 1800s,
Early 1900s.
early 1900s. Yeah.
We're in 1912 right now. And I actually forgot to describe the Chinese water torture cell.
Yeah, you did.
Um,
I'm interested.
he's obviously it's a glass cylinder, or
Obviously.
Obviously.
square thing.
Obviously.
So it's like the thing from The Prestige.
Yes.
Okay, though that's all we needed. And if anybody's wondering what that is, it's like a glass. It's like a glass,
It's a glass
case
coffin.
that you drop into.
Yeah,
a
it's
full
filled
body
with
can drop
it's
into.
filled,
It's filled with water.
filled with water.
You got to
Yes.
escape from the inside by like hitting locks.
His feet are locked to the top of it, and he's lowered in upside down,
Oh my god.
and he has to undo the locks on his feet. And then he ups the ante and starts locking the mechanism to get out too. So then he has to unlock that. Like,
He starts locking other people in there with us.
so not only does he have to unlock himself, he has to unlock them before.
Unlock my family.
I'm going in with a puppy. Everyone's like, oh god.
In 1917,
He catapults the puppy out. I was like, yeah.
in 1917,
Puppy breaks all its bones when it hits the ground. They're so high in the air. But he didn't drown.
Lord.
in 1917, World
Morbid.
War I starts.
See? War. So now everyone gets bored of Houdini, as I said.
Well, Houdini goes to the war, starts performing for the troops.
Treaty of Versailles, poof, gone.
USO shows. Yeah.
And starts actually teaching soldiers how to escape handcuffs.
Huh.
Like with the right amount of pressure.
When you're inevitably captured.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
have Sergeant Houdini over here.
But also in 1917, he joined the Society of American Magicians, SAM,
Official. Sounds very official.
and
In
he.
a cave, on a castle, on a mountain.
I'm sorry, he was already a part of the society, but this is when he became president of it.
Oh.
So what
By
you were
force. By magic.
alluding
It
to
was a
earlier,
coup.
yes,
A magical coup. Just poof. All of a sudden, the current president was in handcuffs. Houdini just pushed him into a Chinese torture chamber and he drowned.
No, exactly.
He's like, well, I'm in charge now.
Yeah, he's like, I can totally get out of these handcuffs. And he's just like, oh, yeah? But what about... He just shoots him in the head. It was a coup. It's like, no room for to escape here. Anybody else want to escape? Of course, he had the one dissenter. He's like, I'll catch it. He just shoots him in the chest. Oh, you know to aim for my mouth. It's the only place I could catch it with my teeth.
he must have had held an iron fist over the society because he ran it until his death in 1926, which was the longest. Every other president only served 1 year.
All those famous presidents of
the Society of American Magicians.
Society of American Magicians. Magicians.
That's a new thing we've invented here on Historical. An magician.
They're like they're like ass magicians. Don't ask us. It's their only fans.
That was bad.
It was
ass
bad.
magician.
While president, he gathered new lodges together.
Intel.
Yeah. Every town he went
other
to.
magical organizations.
He's got like the birds going up, but the bird's point of view is like, like the night vision from one of our ospreys.
Did people lobby to have them called magicians over illusionists? Like, what's the deal there? Because illusionist is more accurate to what they actually do.
Yeah.
Magician implies like somebody who literally
So
does.
do you want to
magic.
be a working like a prostitute or a whore? What was the nicer version? Escort.
Yeah. I
Right?
guess that would be a valid.
Yeah, that's valid, right?
Yeah, that would be a valid metaphor for.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying a magician technically doesn't actually exist because nobody can actually do magic.
They're magic hoes.
It's not a thing, but people call them that over illusionists.
Well, it's also weird because Houdini actually started incorporating into his shows, calling out other magicians
He started the first
who claim to be, visiting spirits and such, or having spirits visit them and talking to the dead and whatnot. He was calling them out and using.
I'm calling you out, bro. He was like the Joe Rogan
Yeah.
of magicians.
They'd be like,
Calling out Carlos Mencia.
exactly. They'd be doing a seance or some shit like that. And then suddenly, Houdini would stand up and he'd be like unhandcuffing himself because, this is what he does every day. He's always handcuffed every chair he sits down in. But like, no, bro. Takes the handcuffs off. He's like, handcuffs? See, me, Houdini.
He has Bess handcuff him at night, so he wakes up, just does that,
Just practice in the morning, yeah.
Houdini, strangely enough, was into very vanilla sex. He was his life was full of
Missionary
handcuffs.
only.
Yeah. I need this to be as plain as possible.
I need one thing in my life to be straight and narrow.
That's you on the bed. Don't move. Or I'll make you disappear. Poof.
Well, in 1926, at the Princess Theater in Montreal, he was in his dressing room, laying down on a couch because he had hurt his foot earlier in an act, and
Kicking someone's ass.
He was kicking so much ass in that show. Yeah, his foot was hurting.
a man came back and started talking to him, Jocelyn Gordon Whitehead, and asked him if he believed in God, and if he thought if he thought it was true that if he punched him, it wouldn't hurt him. And Houdini was like, I don't know, man. Just some offhanded comment because just like, who is this guy?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Who is
What are you
this guy?
doing here?
Yeah, hopefully red flags are going off. Clearly not for Houdini.
So this guy just starts punching him in the stomach. And Houdini eventually is just like, please stop. I didn't know you were going to start hitting me, or else I would have braced myself for the punches. Can you please leave?
Saying this, like, ow, ow, ow.
The guy leaves. He goes, puts on a show, but he's in pain the entire
It's
time.
agreeable. It's an oddly agreeable man that just beat him. Can you please leave? Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
I asked you a
Get out of
question. I
here.
thought we were performing an experiment.
He's in great pain for a couple of days, so he goes to the doctor. He has 102 fever and appendicitis.
Oops. Of the brain. Oh, wait.
But he keeps performing. On his last performance, a on October 24th, 1926, he passed out a couple times, but he kept waking up and continuing.
Like that story of that March Madness kid who like had a heart attack on the floor. He's got so much heart. But he's dead.
After the show ended, he was taken to Grace Hospital in Detroit, where he stayed until he died on October 31st.
AKA, he stayed until all the magicians got there. Made sure he met God.
He died on Halloween.
Of course they did.
1926.
He did.
His last words were, "I'm tired of fighting."
Oh, no.
I don't want to fight anymore.
That's one of the saddest last words I've ever heard. Not like,
I don't know.
it was all an illusion.
That doesn't sound like sad. I mean, that sounds like he's making peace.
I've been in so much pain from the appendicitis.
He thought he was going to get through it in the beginning.
Maybe that's
but then
literally...
it just kept going. It's just like, yeah, I'm just...
Well, maybe his last words were literally as he's fighting all the other magicians, like, I'm tired of fighting. You know, like he can't do it, you know.
Bringing the magicians together.
Submit, Houdini! Yeah, all this fucking real
All the
magic.
magicians are shooting it with lightning into him.
Just like throwing cards that are on fire. Just cutting him.
Cards, yeah.
One guy just keeps summoning like handcuffs. He's like, I can only do so many. A giant handcuff thing comes out.
Just throwing handcuffs at him.
I'm tired of fighting.
They're shooting him, but he keeps catching the bullets.
I just can't stop doing magic. I'm tired of fighting.
The new glass container he had commissioned for his new act coming up was used to bury him.
Yeah, gotta save some money. Did he pay for that?
November 4th, 1926, in New York, 2,000 people showed up to mourn him.
Then they all disappeared.
Damn.
And he was interred in a cemetery in Glensdale, Queens, with a crest of the Society of American Magicians hanging over it.
His headstone is in the shape of a handcuff.
And that was Harry Houdini.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, sweet prince.
Princess.
So what have we learned?
Well,
Nothing, apparently.
I was just like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
He was just a go-getter.
Don't let strangers punch you.
Yeah, random people.
Put your
punch you.
guard up, people.
Maybe go to the doctor.
Never rest in public.
We can't all be Teddy Roosevelt and get shot and be like, I've just been shot. Let me give this speech. You know, he was like, I'm Harry fucking Houdini.
This 55-page speech.
I'm the president of the Society of American Magicians. Maybe that's who killed him. Yeah, it was just like...
It was a hit.
Yeah, it's like, you have no jurisdiction over us magicians from France. Okay, you know, he's fighting them all. It's like, the world is too powerful. If only we had nukes. 15 years too early. They got me.
It was almost like a magical arms race.
Yeah, very well.
Like, he just kept upping the ante. Yeah. Like, the magicians were like, card tricks, bro, get the fuck out of here. And then he was like, all right, handcuffs, bitch.
Like, handcuffs, bro, get the fuck
Straight
out of here.
jackets hanging from a crane.
Yeah, dipped into water.
Now I'm upside down inside of a case. It's called the Chinese water torture chamber. Which is just like such a great name. Holy crap, dude. He's good at branding.
He disappeared an elephant one time at a circus.
Oh my God.
See?
Was that the mirror thing? He did it with the mirror? Yeah. Yeah.
No, he ate it.
Wow.
Very
yeah,
good.
that was clever. I mean, I remember like that was a historic.
Oh yeah, people.
Good thing that elephant was like shut the fuck up, elephant. You know,
People like that was well documented when he did that. Because people talked about it forever.
You want to know what wasn't well documented? His movies. I think he was in 3 or 4 movies.
Oh wow.
But only one survived in a private collector's collection until like 2008.
Like, are there pictures of him and shit?
I mean, they restored one of the movies.
Yes.
I would imagine
There's
so.
movies, Michael. It's
But
animated.
apparently they all have been lost to time or magic.
Well, it's the type of film, so
I don't buy it.
didn't store well.
I think he's still alive. Waiting. That's what I've learned.
Well, he's a
He's
short
not
man,
dead.
so he was 5'5".
It would be the ultimate magic trick to really just be like, yeah, all of a sudden Houdini's back, and nobody questions it because
Guess
it's Harry
who's
Houdini.
back.
All right, let's get to the shill stuff. Shill.
Shill.
Thank you. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. Give us 5 magic tricks. Give us 5 Chinese water torture chambers.
5 handcuffs.
5 handcuffs.
Nah.
5 limbs to handcuff.
5 punches to the stomach.
I'll take it.
5 appendicitis is caused by 5 punches to the stomach.
If you like listening, but you also like watching, well, we're on YouTube. You
Magic.
can find us there. Yeah, the magic of YouTube.
Oh.
Jason just discovered that you could watch things on little boxes the other day.
Apparently, YouTube awarded the CEO of YouTube the Freedom of Expression Award.
Oh.
Like, what kind of self-congratulatory bullshit is that?
And guess what? And today, we at Historical are handing ourselves the best thing ever award.
Yeah, we've given ourselves.
We've given ourselves 5 stars.
We have something to announce here. We are the happy recipients of the annual HistoricHole Best Podcast in the World Award.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
We did it.
We did it.
We're on top.
Sorry, Adam Carolla. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Rogan.
Joe's been going down ever since he went to Spotify.
It's probably true. But hey, we'll totally guest star on it. We love you,
He
Joe.
got paid $100 million. It's just
he's
like, dude,
fine.
I don't know. At a certain point, it's just like people are like, dude, fucking sell out. It's just like, dude, $100 million though. Like, I might have to sell out.
And like all he does is all he
ever
does
got
is
offered
buy
that amount.
whatever.
I'm like, Christ, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like
Like, how many people? It's like easy for you to say when you haven't been offered $100 million. Like, you don't know.
He's trying to build like a new comedy scene in Austin. Like he's like, yeah, maybe I have to like slightly sell out for a few years, and I'll just be like, fuck you, Spotify.
Yeah, or maybe he's just, you know,
But
he's
we're
just
also
going
on
to be a total
Spotify.
sellout and be. Yeah, we are on Spotify.
Pay us $100 million.
Well,
Hey,
so-
shit. Divide that by like 100. Give us 1. We'll take $1 million.
So you can follow us on Spotify or the social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter. Those are things.
Yeah.
And post full episodes on IGTV.
We hate them though.
Word of mouth is the best advertising. So if you like it, tell people about it.
Please.
Or at least
don't do it.
subscribe.
Because that's the only way we'd like to grow. It's like, you know, shoving shit out there and like putting shit in people's faces. Like that shit. I mean, come on. It's too much.
Honestly, we might be having to shove it in your face soon though. Like magic. It's
shove
gonna be
it.
everywhere.
You're shoving your face like Deshaun Watson.
Or Big Ben Roethlisberger. Ooh. Or Bill Cosby.
Or Harvey Weinstein. Let's just go through the laundry list. Why don't we?
All right,
Or
Harvey.
Andrew Cuomo. All right.
Or I'm just kidding.
So you can email us at historical@gmail.com.
Yeah.
But like, you know, who uses email?
Wait,
anymore?
are we supposed to do an email reveal?
No.
Never.
I think we should at some point.
Well, there's probably not anything in there. So it's like,
Well, it won't take long then, so it'll be fine.
yeah, it's done. Email revealed. Nothing. All right.
What is the password? That's the email review.
And so our statement of the week this week is, let's go with, you're only guilty of the crimes you're found guilty of. Life is full of holes. Enter wisely.
Vanish in a court of law.